Welcome back. This is HSR.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. This is Jay. And joining us tonight is Syd over here. Today. It's the middle of the fucking day. Anyway, welcome back to Rockin' Beards. This is episode 22.
Is it though? An infinity loop of 22?
It is an infinity loop of 22, I guess. I don't know.
I was trying to give like a 22, but
yeah.
My hand was like right outside the screen. 22!
So, yeah, anyway. We are here and we are reviewing another fucking album. And this time it's fucking Everything Now by Arcade Fire.
What's an Arcade Fire?
Fucked if I know. I know it's a band that's really fucking famous and a lot of folk really like them.
Where are they from?
Montreal.
Where's Montreal?
So yeah, they're from the hood per se.
Quebec.
But yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Never really been my cup of tea. It's not really that sound. That indie rock sound has just never been my thing. So I don't know fuck all about them. This is the first time I've listened to them for real.
So. I've heard them before, I think. They had that one song. They had a couple songs. They've been around for a while. Play on the Buzz and Show 'em and shit.
I would turn them off.
They're not my cup of tea either. This album is interesting.
And you?
The least to say. Only way I've actually heard from them, like, I never listened to their music, to be honest. Kind of enjoyed the CD. You'll find out soon enough. I saw that they won an award once, like a really big award back in the day, and like I think it was the Grammys, for like best album of the year or something.
Sure.
A while back.
Did they win the Grammy or did they win like the Canadian Grammy?
No, they won like the big one.
No, these guys like made it. They got like mega famous and shit.
Okay.
Like really blew up.
They're like a name I've heard all of my life of caring about music, you know, adulting and stuff. But they're in that world of basically if something can headline the Osheaga tour in Montreal, like one of those bands.
I like that you call it a tour.
Is it a tour? It's just a show, eh? It's our festival. Yeah, so our festival, my bad. If you're like a big up over there, I'm probably not as interested in your music, which to each his own and all that shit.
Do you like Yellow Wolf?
I like Yellow Wolf.
Okay, he was at Osheaga.
Yeah, but that's the fucking guest rappers, and then
no,
there's
he was
the
a
weird act.
Legit rapper there. He wasn't the main one.
This year,
but my point
Muse
is
are headlining Osheaga.
Yeah, and I feel like Muse is one of those. I actually was trying to go through Muse's like discs yesterday, and I had a lot of trouble listening to much outside of the 2 or 3 songs I really like, and everything else is just kind of.
I don't think rock's your genre.
No, rock is my genre. This is just that other side of rock I don't really fully understand, which is fine. I don't understand the music.
All right.
You like them?
I enjoy them.
Okay, you guys, what did you guys think of that album cover? It's this fucking mountain pinkish fucking landscape thing with the title of the album, Everything Now, in like these
like
neon like lights.
You know what? It looks like a lot of the album just kind of sounds like trying to rehash the 80s.
Yes.
And that's kind of like what the cover looks like too.
But like
it's
really,
like, look how neon.
But really like nice version of.
They're fucking hipster. Did you really look at it?
Yeah, they're hipsters.
No, look at it. Like it's a billboard of a mountain in front of a mountain.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's so meta. My mind just inception.
I don't know. It's one of those things where you look at it and it doesn't like. It kind of looks like it wants to be a painting more than it wants to do anything else. It doesn't say the band's name anywhere, so it's like almost stripped of self-branding. I don't know. It's just.
Or is it they're making fun of us because it's like it's such a like you're so impressed by this painting, let's say, and you're actually looking at a fake painting of a real mountain. Like there's an actual mountain behind me, but you're here stuck looking at this sign because of the neon light, probably too.
You know what? You're probably right, and it does have some deeper fucking meaning to it. That doesn't make me like it more.
No, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it more. I'm just explaining it.
And the title, Everything Now?
Yeah, everything is now.
I don't mind the title. I like it.
It's just, I don't know. It doesn't make me think of a lot. I guess, you know, okay, I take that back. It makes me go
think of everything
indulgence. Now. Like you're just giving into your whims of this. I guess I think
that's kind of the point.
It does reflect the content of the album, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it because it's simple, but at the same time, it's
kind of like a simple plan.
Another
if
fun.
that was a song, that would have been a good pun.
But instead, there's everything _ now in parentheses continued.
What do you think about that?
This is some fucking. It starts in the middle of the song, And spoiler alert, if you look at the last song, there's some connections here we'll get to. But like,
Thank you.
man, it's just like comes in and it's kind of dreary, right? This is a dreary start to this album, in my opinion. And he has this melancholy singing going on, and then with like it's 46 seconds, so about 30 seconds in, a little bit past that, it gets in his strange effect.
What kind of effect?
Like and it kind of builds into the next song.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
it.
like, it's 40 seconds and, like, a lot happens, and I feel like more happens than needs to happen. Kind of like it's almost like 3 intros to an album, like, smashed together. And I guess it makes sense in context if you, like, take the other Everything Now, in parentheses, continued without the underscore, and put it with the next track, which is Everything Now. I don't know, man. This one gives me a headache.
It's just look, this is where we start to like. I get the feeling that there are some people who treat albums like art projects, and it's more than just the songs.
Absolutely.
And this is clear art project type placement, like they were trying to create something. And I don't know. I don't like the idea of having such a in like the middle of the album kind of fucking intro thing. I don't really like it.
Jay.
I had 45 seconds in my life I would rather have back.
Yeah.
But he loved the rest of the album.
He really liked a lot of it. But I gave this shit a 3. I mean, it's not poorly composed. It's hard to really shit on it. It's just not interesting in any way.
No, it was annoying to me because I felt like it was very mumbled, a lot of it. And it's like 45 seconds, and then you get into like a song finally. I was like, you'll see. Like, after listening to their opinion, because I didn't think about it, I just think, fuck, after I listened to C like 4 times, I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah. No.
I gave it a 2.
And yeah?
I don't even know, man. It's just nothing. Like, I can't really
It's
give
like
it a 0
incomplete.
because it's not like... Yeah, it's a 3. Just give it a 3.
Alright, so...
I like the CD, I give it a 2. I'm honest to the viewers. I like these 3 happy bastards.
Nah, but I guess it's just... Everything Now is the next song. It feels like we just said this.
At the same time, it's absurd. It reminds me of every...
You know, I'm finally jamming to the song, and you fucking stop it.
That's how it works. Sometimes we have to talk about it to these people, Jay. So the lead single, title track, big moment here, and we just went back in time 30 years.
It feels
Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Back to ABBA and fucking disco and dance rock and... I don't know, man. I feel like this one didn't need to be the title track. Like, I feel like there are better songs on the album, and there are songs that are more representative. I think they got caught up in this whole concept of like, oh man, we're gonna everything now, everything at the beginning of the album and the end of the album. It's gonna be so much everything now that it's everything now, and people are gonna go crazy about all the everything now.
And then if you listen to the song's lyrics, it isn't actually... Well, I have to give this band credit. I'm not a huge fan of the style per se, but their lyrics are about something.
The lyrics are mostly...
Even if it's really superficial. So they approach subjects and it doesn't really go deep into them. They just kind of notice a sign and comment on it. They don't really think much, I find, about the thing. So it's like the track's just kind of commenting on our desire for everything, whether it's and like our lack of satisfaction. So whether it's entertainment or this or getting shit, I don't know. It's just pretty much everything. We want it now and we're never satisfied.
But I feel like there's a little bit of like, we also want violence, we also want pain, we also want like vicarious
sex.
I want real sex, not vicarious sex.
I'm just making up words right
Jay.
now.
But I mean, you know, it's like, I feel like it does go a little bit deeper into like people want like absolutely everything, not just the good side but the bad side, whether they know it or not. Like I really do like the lyrics on most of this album.
I mean, I like what I don't like is the repetition. And I know that it's really particular for the style just to be like everything now
Pretty much
for like
every rap
half
song's
the
like
song.
that for the chorus.
Yeah.
No, and I don't like those rap choruses. I shit on them just as
Well,
much as I'm
just
shitting on
saying,
this.
like that's pretty much every routine for a song. You have a chorus that repeats itself.
Well,
But that's
yeah,
fine.
but like
But
this
this
song
is
is
like
what, 5 minutes of
And
like
I'd
pretty much the
say-
same dance
I would
lick.
hold on. I would say there's at least 2.5 minutes of this song that are them chanting like everything now, or at least 2 minutes.
It's just
Versus
good.
a rap chorus will have more deviation than that, and it's really just yes, they flip
There
the
are
styles.
5-minute songs.
Yes, they like trick it up a little bit, and they add the pan flutes as you pointed out. But like really, it was a lot. It was a lot of. It wasn't a bad thing. Like, I don't think this song is shit. I don't think it's bad in any way. I give this a 4, actually, because I can recognize how talented it is. But this is just not something I would ever go out of my way to listen to. And I have to give it its credit for what it's trying to be, or I guess what it's succeeding at being. But it's succeeding so well it bothers me. If they toned it down a bit and maybe made it a little rawer, I would appreciate it more than this like perfectly engineered orchestral experience in a song per se.
I found this whole song was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, the pan flute made me feel like I was back listening to disco or like a Phil Collins or an upbeat 70, 80 song. I really enjoyed it. I also felt like I was also listening like as a kid watching Disney, like a Disney movie, Hercules, because I recently watched it, and like it made me enjoy it. Like the pan flute was awesome. It was a nice surprise. It's just something random you won't find ever.
It's all about that pan flute.
So,
It's just
no
weird.
pan
It's
flute,
the
the
new
song
cowbell.
sucks. Puts the pan flute, hey!
No, but it's just like out of nowhere. Like you don't hear certain instruments. Like there are. It's like what's that thing like from Australia? There, that fucking tube. You know?
The kazoo?
No, not a fucking kazoo. Like the one goes. Wong, 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 wong. I don't know.
I know what you're
Anyways.
talking about. I feel like you would really like Jethro Tull, and you should listen to that.
I listened to them. They're fucking awesome.
All right,
And it-
YouTube, tell us what that instrument is, please. I'm curious.
Yeah, the one I'm like. Wong, wong, wong. You're gonna have fun with that, you two. We'll make a meme on that one.
Okay, go on, Jay.
Okay.
Keep it going.
I know that one.
I feel like the fat guy from playing the trumpets in Family Guy. Sorry, last one.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, I just enjoyed it. It was so like they were saying, the lyrics are like really dark at times, but it's so upbeat. It's like I didn't even care. Like someone could be shooting their brains out, and then just like it was so upbeat. I know that's
Okay.
fucked up, but it was good and catchy. I gave it a 5.
Man.
You graded it?
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2. Because I
2?
didn't care for this song very much. I thought it was boring. And I liked the lyrics, but that's more or less all I liked about it. I found it really cheesy. I don't really like music like this that's like super dancey just to be dancey. Like, again, meh. And it repeats itself a lot. I didn't feel like it had to be 5 minutes. And I'm giving it a 2 just because of the principle that I don't think this should have been the title track. I don't think they had to focus on this one as much as they did.
Fair
So
enough.
I'm taking it that far.
There is a heavy focus on this album on this song, unfortunately. And I guess you could call it a sign of life.
So we do it again. First kiss tastes like cigarettes.
All right, and we're back.
So what did you think of this one, Syd? You start us off.
I really like this track. This was a nice change of pace. It was super funky. It was super upbeat. A little darker. A little more variation. Lyrics came through at a little bit of a faster pace. Bass line was really solid.
Oh my gosh, that bass line. I'm gonna cut you off for a minute. That is the bass line. I couldn't hear anything else at first. It was just so delicious. All right,
Yeah,
keep going.
Awesome bass line. The video, if you've ever seen it, I'm pretty sure towards the end they snuck some anuses in there. So points for that. It's like some germs and whatever. There's opening in the way that anus
Everything
will.
out.
It's-
Everything
'Cause,
now has a video that we don't even talk about.
Yeah, but this
just
song,
comes
this fucking song with its fucking anuses.
I just want to point out the fact that he noticed them right away.
He did.
So he's like a
this, though.
proctologist.
He made us be like,
Yes.
okay, guys, go back. There's some anuses there. We need to...
you gotta point that. Yo, when an artist,
Puts an anus.
like cleverly and subtly,
And I like it because you're an artist too, eh?
yeah,
So you're going to sneak some anuses in your
to
video.
all of my music videos,
That's it.
all of them.
That's
As
It's a
of this
sign of
moment-
life.
As of this moment.
I got what you did there.
Yeah. Anyway, I like this track. I'll wait till you guys.
I like the feel. So a lot of these songs, it's the feel of the song. Fuck off with your anus. Get out of there. So the feel of the
Get out of your anus, man.
so the feel of this track is fantastic. When you get into it, it's got this good groove, this good vibe, and then he starts singing. And I was listening to what he said, and it's basically like,
My anus.
these motherfuckers go party trying to get laid all the time. Fuck them. They're not finding meaningful relationships and shit in their life. Fuck them. They're just looking for like these meaningless encounters, and it kind of sounded a little condescending, like that 40-year-old hipster who's like, true love is the way to happiness in life, and they're all married and shit, and they're just criticizing the lifestyle of a 21-year-old escaping.
Yeah.
When if you really consider it, when they were young, maybe this particular couple was married because they were married at the beginning of their career. But in general, like, most of us are doing that, and then most of us grow out of it, and only a smaller percentage, like, stay in it past 25. So it just seems like an unnecessarily condescending song, and that kind of bothered me a bit. But I guess it's an observation of, you know, that people like to get wasted and fucking have one-night stands. Like,
I mean, I see what you're saying. A lot of their lyrics do sound very judgy, but I feel like, look, I'm not a fan of the guy's voice. I'm gonna be honest with you. It grates on my ears a lot. Let's not even talk about her yet. But lyrically, yes, like they are definitely judging you. They are judging you.
It's true, man.
I don't know, they're judging you. They're judging the society.
They're definitely judging you.
They're judging you as a listener if you are like part of that group. They're like flat out saying your way of life is.
I don't know that
wise.
they're doing it in like any mean-spirited kind of way. They're just kind of trying to point out that like these are things you could change about your life and the world around you, and like try to be a little more conscious, which I appreciate. Like I do.
mean, let's say I get what you're saying, that their heart is in the right place with their intent. But the end result, it sounds like a bunch of folk who are really kind of disconnected from shit preaching their hippie message, which is fine. They have a message. I'm not going to shit on them for having a message. I just disagree with the philosophy.
Hippie as it may be with the pan flutes.
Whatever.
Fuck off.
So I'm okay with this track, though. I give it a 3. I think it's really in the middle. It's not good enough to be great, and the lyrics piss me off, so it lost some points. But it's not bad enough to like legitimately dislike, because it's really a great groove. You get lost in it, and if I didn't find him judgy, I'd probably really bump the song.
Well, I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty funky, like you said before. I thought, like, after watching the music video, I saw like all the club stuff, but it made me think maybe they're, like you said, they're judging you, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think they're judging the listener. I think they're judging like everyone in Justified, everyone in the young community, because they make hipster music. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Like, this is pure like people who think like someone who rocks PETA or PETA.
Somebody who has a giant vinyl collection.
Not even. Hold on, calm down. You can have a vinyl collection and have like Black Sabbath on that.
You're right, but somebody who has a giant vinyl collection to have a vinyl collection.
Okay, so we're like back again. We're talking about hipsters, like people who fucking wear Canadian Goose, but then fucking don't wear it, you know. Or art students that wear red patches. Don't get started on that.
Oh man,
that's another one.
Man.
Anyways, so
Montreal
representing, fuck, signs of life. So I just, you know, it was two things. The two meanings were for me was like, okay, they're making fun of the people that waste their times in clubs, or they're making fun of society, saying what you think is a meaningful relationship is actually completely meaningless, and you're being stupid.
Yeah.
So after listening to that, and that's what I like. I like their songs have so much. It's either very vague or very deep, and you gotta find it though to understand it. You might need help, so search it up if you want.
Yes, I'll give you that. Their poetry is sound.
But I thought it was surprising because like a lot of time when people make music like that, they make like there's a heavy tone in the background being like eerie or like, you know, and put you in your place, like a setting. And this one doesn't take you to setting. It's like, even though like we're judging you and everything, listen to this upbeat thing because that means there's a better hope.
Like it's a little darker, but it's still jammy and it's still funky and it's still like you can vibe to it.
So that's why I really like, I enjoy this type of music because it's, you know, it's played on the radio, but it's not played on every single channel with like pop music is. This is only played on maybe 1 or 2 stations here in Montreal, and it should be played on 3 or 4, and it will be eventually. Watch, Virgin's gonna play the fuck out of this soon. So
maybe
I give this a 4.
What'd you give it?
I give it a 4 as well.
Okay.
But I don't know that Virgin is ever gonna bump this band.
I think they have. They have done Arcade Fire in the past.
Okay.
I'm certain.
It just depends on the song. Like, if the song is, like, too heavy, and then they'll leave a show and play it. But if a song is upbeat, like, if this is like Sex on Fire from Kings of Leon, in a way. It's like, I'm not saying this exact song, though.
Okay.
I agree with you. The bands are similar. I know Shom loves these guys.
No, but that's because Shom, it's, you know, our Montreal-based rock station, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to play the fuck out of that. But I'm saying, like, they become so more popular now, so much, like, popular in the world after winning that award. Like, they beat out some big people. If, like, when we have a chance, we'll go back and someone in the comments tell us, you know. But ever since they won that, I think it was a Grammy, I'm most likely wrong, probably.
Anyway. anyway.
I mean, sure, but like Slayer have won 2 Grammys. Virgin's never gonna bump.
But
Slayer.
I mean,
it's the genre of music.
Like,
This
yeah,
is-
okay, so Linkin, like,
Well, hold on, but this is
Virgin
pop.
is never gonna bump
But
Linkin Park's
these guys-
pop record. You know what I mean?
no, but you're forgetting. This is the one thing I want to make a statement. It's did they win for rock group? I'm talking. They won the big one. They won like at the end of like the
album of
Oscars,
the year or
like the
whatever.
big.
Yeah,
They won.
but
the,
this is still
hear me out.
a rock record.
yes,
I
but
mean,
that's
hold on. I mean, it's more complicated as to what gets played because it is really more complicated in the back end. It's a lot of money involved in what gets particularly picked. But I have to say, this is definitely this right kind of safe pop that could end its way, making the bridge from like indie directly into more of a pop sound.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. But like, what I was just gonna give you an example was like one of my favorite bands are the Killers.
Yeah.
The Killers are on Show'em. They're on Virgin. They're on
They are on
Q92.
everything.
Like on the
So
station.
these are all local Montreal radio stations that most of you probably have never heard of.
Well,
But,
Virgin Radio is everywhere.
But you know what I mean? Like,
but we're
that's
kind
what I'm
of
just
saying that
'Cause, like,
they cross the spectrum from the pop one, the rock one, everything.
Yeah.
But I guess you can say that all these radio stations give Jay a little bit of creature comfort in his car.
Came so close, filled up the bathtub and put on our first record.
This is another arrogant one, in my opinion. I feel like they're almost criticizing the fact that we're like obsessed with our escapisms, and it's not. This one is a little more apt. I feel like they're a little more hitting the nail on the head with it, but their approach is still almost condescending. Like you can almost hear like we've moved past this, but you guys are still doing this, coming through the way this song is being delivered and stuff. Is at least how I feel about the lyrics and the singing. On that note, the music's dope. It was really fun.
fuck your lyrics, but your music's dope.
Oh, that's almost
Sometimes.
like almost like how I feel about most of this album. Is your lyrics I could do without. Your singer guy's all right. He's not the best singer. He's a weirdo singer type where like you either love his voice or you don't.
So let's try Kroger.
Like a
effect.
Billy Corgan type guy.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Any of the above. works.
Ex-owner of TNA.
So like whatever, and I don't hate it. I just it's hard to get into him. But the band is still it's like amazing. As much as I might not like the sounds, they're like the style of music they're making, you can just hear the versatility and talent that these instruments are coming through. Like every bass line is different, albeit fitting together, and every drums is good. And I don't know about the other stuff they're throwing in. It's coolly composed and well mixed. Like they know what the fuck they're doing.
Do they?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, what are they? 5 albums in now? 6 albums? If they don't know what the fuck they're doing, then they're faking it pretty damn well.
But like, it also doesn't feel like pro songwriter, pop producer type shit involved. It feels like an authentic thing,
yeah,
which is where it ends up with a bit of the arrogance, which is probably just kind of who they are.
I actually really like the lyrics on the track. I'm almost the opposite of what you said.
Okay.
I mean, I agree that the singer is very polarizing, and I'm not a fan necessarily of his voice or her voice, and they both kind of go back and forth on this track. But I like the classic staple of like the he this, she this, he this, she this, and I felt the lyrics were kind of a take on a similar theme of people that died by those are people that died by Jim Carroll, something. Anyways, a poet turned rock artist.
Okay.
And I felt like they didn't quite manage to reach the emotional level that they were going for. I feel like this song is either about someone who died or 2 people that died or committed suicide, and just because they went the wrong path in their lives and they didn't have whatever.
Well, I don't think they've committed suicide yet. I think they're dabbling with it as one
Yeah.
of their, like, suicide to them is as much a creature comfort as, say, a new iPhone would be.
Okay, fair enough.
They're choosing something easy than doing it the hard way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I even
Like
understand.
cooking a meal, simple thing. Well, you can go on an app now and get McDonald's sent to your house.
Which is true, but I can almost relate to, like, I like what you said about it's the easy way, because sometimes when you're having a bad day, it's like, you know what?
Fuck it, I'm gonna go watch a movie.
Yeah, but if you're a more extreme person, it could be like, fuck it, I'll just end it now, because what's the fucking point? You know? And I could see how megastars might deal with that and all. And this song, I didn't hate the subject matter, and again, I didn't hate what they sang about. I hated the tone. Either way,
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 3.5 on 5.
I don't mind that.
It's a great-ish song.
Okay, well, for me, I can't really add much more to what you guys have said because I pretty much agree with you. But I found out some interesting tidbits about this song, that they played this like they like to do a lot of surprises, right? And they like to do pop-up shows, and we'll be at this bar performing 2 or 3 songs, or we'll be doing this or that. Come or out of nowhere they'll just surprise everybody. They're like the flash dance of music right now.
Sure.
So what I found was interesting that they surprised a lot of people with this as a warm-up song. Like, they didn't even play the whole thing. They were just warming it up. And then a couple of weeks later or a couple of months later, they decided to make this one of their singles off the album. Not with a music video or not, but,
Doesn't it have the video?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we watched a video.
Yeah, there's a video.
Is that the one where it's in the glow and like black and white?
It's the one with the lyrics that are popping up.
Okay, so there you go. So there, yeah.
And they're all in suits.
And they're all being really weirdly dancing around the room, throwing back to another era.
I feel like, you know what?
Videos.
These are the new... This is the ABBA Daft Punk weirdos of
That is
2017.
I don't know about Daft Punk, but I agree with
Well, it's because I use
what?
Daft Punk. Why? Not because
they're-
of their music, the influence, just what they were different.
Yeah. And I can see how ABBA and Daft Punk flow actually kind of well together sound-wise, even if it might not sound like it should, but...
Technologic.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I don't care. You don't have to agree. It's just weird. It doesn't sound like... It sounds like a good DJ would make that work proper.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
And you said?
3.
Is it 3? Because
It's a
some
3.
people might not be
Solid
actually
3.
watching it.
Can you see the 3? Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
3.
It's
But,
okay. You can all go fuck off in Neverland, and we can go meet Peter Pan.
Come on, baby. Ain't got no plans. Wasn't good.
Jay, how did you feel about Peter
No,
Pan?
we said this in the beginning of the show. I'm
He
going
doesn't-
last.
He doesn't want to
Gotta go
go.
first.
Whatever.
Okay, you know what? I'll go first.
Thank you.
Just because I just looked up the thing, and now I know about the thing.
You looked up a song you wanted to
Looked up a
compare
song
it
that this
to.
reminded me of. This reminded me of Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads.
I don't know.
So if you know that song,
Cool.
this song is not dissimilar to that song. Other than that, I didn't care.
I like this song had a good groove again. So again, it's dancey. There's not
Yeah.
one song that's come on here where if I was drunk at a club, I couldn't find myself bopping around to. It's like the super white equivalent of dancey rap. That's how I'm seeing so far in this music. I mean, from my connection of shit, like it's like a Drake song, but in this world. That's how I feel about this music so far. Like it's fun at a party. It's not really stuff I would ever want to listen to in a normal environment because it's just
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like Drake is talking down to me a little too.
it is,
Yeah,
because
he's
they
like,
know
you
they
should
know,
be
they
depressed,
know.
but you should be outside drinking about it.
Yeah,
What are you doing with your life? Not Drake.
come on.
Be Drake.
But I can't really shit on the music again. It's a little more kind of like feeling, and it's got a different flow to it. The lyrics were just cheesy to me. I mean, maybe there's a deeper meaning, but it kind of sounded like a jaded love song of escapism and blah blah blahs, and I was like, I don't really care that much. So I'm gonna drop a 3 on this. To me, it's like whatever. It's another song on this album that I could listen to if it came on, and I will never go out of my way to hear again.
So, this was me this morning, a little perfect storm. I got like a little bit of sleep, and I took my dog to the dog park, and I decided to review the album this morning. Like, after listening to it a couple of times, I started writing my notes, and I started thinking about this song, and I don't know why, and I think it's because of the name, and then I started listening to the lyrics a bit, and I kind of like made myself like a little story about Peter Pan, and that's the fucked up part, and I just started thinking like Peter Pan. So we have a child that's been abandoned or lost.
Oh my god.
And
He found something.
yeah, I did. And he's been lost, and he's like on an island, and now what he does is he goes out in the world searching for other leaders, other people. So he gets the Lost Boys. We have Windy, and I'm like, I put it 2 and 2 together as a joke, and I'm like, he's basically like a cult leader, like in Scientology.
Oh my god. You know,
That escalated so quickly.
So-
I thought he was going somewhere with it.
Like, left turn. Like, oh man, Scientology.
And then
It's
I'm
like-
like, think about it. And then you got Captain Hook. And I'm like, Captain Hook's actually really fucked up in a lot. Like, he's like either a father figure to Peter, or he's just some fucked up guy who wants to rape Peter, like a
my
pedophile.
Okay,
So this
Jay.
song really got me in like a really thinking mood.
Okay.
I gave it a 3.5.
All right, Jay. We're gonna have to put the reins on. How'd you give it? Change this and just put something else in my head.
You know what? I was gonna give this song a really low grade, But Jay's story inspired me so much because if the song could do that to your head, then it must mean something. I was gonna give it a 2. I'm giving it a 3.5. You bumped it up by a 1.5 with that story,
I'm
so
sticking with my
congratulations.
3. Jay's story, sure, it triggers the imagination.
I'm really liking our chemistry right now.
Oh, fuck's sake.
You and me got chemistry.
So if I understand this song correctly, he's
Chemistry.
really rich, right? And I might miss the mark on this, but he's really rich.
In the wrong hand.
And she kind of doesn't want him yet, but he has the money to convince her that it's a good idea to drop her boyfriend and a few other things and to go into cahoots with him. And it just sounded like he's looking for this girl and wants her to become a sugar baby. And then he's using the idea of money as chemistry.
Well, he's also trying, because what happens is she finally wakes up from, my cult dream. No, I'm just joking. She finally wakes up and she's like, we don't have the chemistry. I don't want to be in this relationship anymore.
Okay.
But he's so madly in love with her that he's willing to use all his money to keep her happy in a false, nostalgic way instead of having true love. And that's saying a deeper thing, because how many marriages are people just staying with it because it's financially able instead of chasing the dream of a loving relationship and being in love and having a family and everything.
I don't disagree with that. I still think he sounds like a gold digger seeker. I don't know what that word is. A sugar
Have
daddy?
you seen his wife? No offense to the backup singer or the other singer. Like, I don't think this guy is probably one of the last living hopes where he found love and he did not care about looks, because that girl has more forehead than anything.
Relax,
I'm
Jay.
just being honest.
That I'm not going there, but
I
let's
did.
just say that regardless of that, in this song, it's a protagonist within an individual story. Fuck that. Anyway, I like this one. It was a fun energy. It was more upbeat. It kind of got me more in the vibe than Peter Pan did.
Because it had chemistry.
Yeah, it was good though. But it was a good vibe. This is something where like I know, like sometimes it's like you got to think about, when would I ever listen to this song?
And you know what's cool
And
about
I
this
could
one?
find spots for this.
It stood out a little bit compared to the rest of the record. It was different. It had more of like a reggae kind of dance vibe, and then it got a little heavier towards the end, more of like a 4 on the floor arena rock, with the power chords happening. You guys already spoke about the lyrics ridiculously, so yeah, good track.
Jay was extremely apt and actually stole the show on this lyrical analysis. Good on you, Jay.
Thanks, bud. What'd you give it?
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4.
I gave it a
Hey.
4.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 3.
Oh,
Figures if we like the song,
maybe
he
like a 4
doesn't.
across it, but no.
No, it just
Nah,
didn't.
so
It
I
didn't have the
fucking
same.
kill the vibe.
It didn't have the same influence as me.
So what you're saying is it lacked the ability to create infinite content.
Infinite content, infinitely content.
So this track
Shit.
has very limited lyrics. It's just kind of saying that
Infinite content.
we're infinitely content with our infinite content, and then something about money in the middle.
Infinite content.
It's good though. First of all, that drum beat. Oh, this is the first one I really like. This is the first song I'm like, all right, like I felt proper with it. But then it has its flaw, where it's the same lyrics
Infinite
over
content.
and over again. But I have to give it to them. This is kind of the point of this song, and rarely do I get the point of it. This is kind of, I mean, there is a shit ton of content. If you look at just the metrics of YouTube alone, and that's one of many platforms that exist, the amount of content that exists now, our indulgence, our addiction to it, it is a little wonky. I mean, shit, we're here making more content to contribute to that fucking giant mess of infinite content out there. And so I kind of saw what they were doing with it. I give it a 4 because I like the feel of it. And I kind of like the point of what they're doing with it. And I guess we can elaborate on the point more as we talk about the next one. But for me, it was quick. It was nice. It was a very good break from the 5.5 minute freaking monster songs we have encountered already on this album, knowing there's a few more to come. I was cool with it. This one was nice.
Yeah, I dug it. It was nice and very punk rock, very short.
That's what she said.
And,
Yes. Not too much else to say. I mean,
What'd you give it?
give it a 3.5. Good
Okay.
song.
I infinitely, I can't pronounce the word.
Infinitely.
That word, give it a 2 on 5. Because it was just, I'm fed up with these stupid fucking 1.5 songs where it's just infinite content.
How many songs have you encountered in your life?
In my
that
time,
are
many of times.
that are just the words infinite content.
No, not just infinite. I'm just talking about songs that are repetitive, like stupidly.
Okay.
Like, or like 45-second songs or 1 to 20-second songs. Like, if you're giving, I don't like that. I hate
That's
those.
punk rock as fuck.
Well, fuck
but,
punk rock.
But
then.
when it's a punk rock song, it's really fucking nice and swell. and
I
it
just
feels right.
no.
Okay,
Not
that's
to
fine,
me.
Jay.
This is opinion.
Having said that, infinite underscore content.
Is really Jay's favorite song.
All your money is
You
Infinite
got to
content.
appreciate a good troll.
And this was a good troll.
This is a good troll.
It was very well executed.
Yeah, to just have those same lyrics repeating over and over again in like a super punk rock jam, and then to do it again
Infinite
over
content.
like a silly little
Infinite
country jam that
content.
otherwise like no
Infinite.
one would record this, no one would put this to record, but like it's just so dumb.
You know
I
what?
love it.
It's like I appreciate the point of this song a lot more than I actually like this version of the song. But I mean, you got to consider it. So they are kind of like going that the content's infinite, and then
Yeah.
it's almost like it's irrelevant what the actual content is. Look, we'll put this slight twist on it, and boom, it's a whole extra track. And normally I hate that kind of shit because it seems cheeky. But I feel like this one was extremely clever, extremely well executed, and instead of making a shitty slash song like every other band would have done, they separated into 2 separate tracks on the album, allowing me to skip over the one I don't like, this one, and making it a really well-driven point. So often content is just repurposed garbage,
You know what?
and they did that on their own album.
There's a couple of comparisons that I'm gonna make, and I never thought that I would have made these comparisons for an Arcade Fire album. Faith No More.
Okay.
Tracks like RV or Take This Bottle, just stupid country jams. Mike Patton's ridiculous lyrics. And on the most recent Incubus album, there's a track When I Became a Man.
Right.
This also reminded me of that, and it's just ridiculous silliness, just taking a break from the rest. Not even just like because the album's not overly serious, but
Not that Incubus album, nope.
not the Incubus album, not this album, but no, I really appreciate it. You know what? Just for the troll factor, I'm giving this one a 5.
I give this a 3. I mean, I appreciate the troll factor. That's why it's not lower. But it's not that good. I feel like they deliberately made a worse version of the song on purpose. So for that,
I love that.
I mean, it's
just better.
like
because
this
it's
is
worse.
this is better as a concept art piece than it is as a song, in my opinion.
Yes.
And you?
I give it a 2 on 5.
Jay's like, I don't have anything to say. You guys know I hate their shit.
It was just stupid. They're like the Legally Blonde of music right now when I heard that shit.
Oh fuck.
That got
know.
a sequel.
And don't forget, she gets really good and wins at the end. She proves how smart she really is, even if she does have that weird Apple computer. Anyway,
Infinitely content.
Her dog is gay. Electric Blue.
Electric Blue is next.
Electric Blue Bluegill.
So who the fuck loves this chick's voice? Who here thinks she is like the next major singing sensation of awesomeness?
She's the next major.
I mean,
Dead
look,
mouse
she's
putting on her
clearly
face.
the next Mariah Carey.
You're fucking funny.
But
She deserves to put on a goalie mask.
you
This-
know what's sad? I'm sorry, I cut you off
Go
here.
ahead.
But a lot of people are going to like this song.
Yep.
This is the kind of song that
It got a video, dude.
it
of
got a
course.
video. Well, yeah, it got a video.
And it
The
was
video's dumb as fuck too.
She's just
but
kind of cruising around Brazil, apparently.
doing that 80s dance thing where she's like,
And her hair is just big.
her hair is huge.
She's got like a Jerry curl
Huge.
going on too.
Yeah, but okay, you know why this song's gonna be big? Because it's got the same curse as the rest of this album. The music is actually really fucking good, and the vibe of this song is totally okay. And then she starts singing.
She
Now,
was awesome.
I actually tried to listen to the point of this song. So the point of this song is everything's generic. Music's generic, relationships and people are generic, which is just a lame song. Everybody knows that if you're writing a generic song about being generic, it's just lame. That's fine. But then it's her voice, like shit, it's just shrill and high-pitched, and it's not that good.
But it's avant-garde and it's different. And people are gonna bump it because it's avant-garde and it's
So
different.
check it.
And you know what?
Lord is avant-garde and different. Fucking mad dope.
I'm sorry, Lord to me died as soon as South Park did the thing on her.
That's
That was
fine.
fucking
Then
hilarious.
she
She
wrote.
became Randy.
Then
Or vice
there's the
versa.
whole new album, which is actually hype. So she's back in my
I don't
eyes.
know about that. Lord, 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 Lord,
Yeah, no,
Lord.
that is funny. But like this
I am
chick,
Lord.
I don't listen to Lord. I can't help you guys with this one.
she has a really good voice that's weird and just out of scope, and I think is more on par with what should be attracted in that what you're saying with that thing. And this is just obnoxious singing. Like she's trying to be obnoxious. Like she could sing better, and
Could she?
chooses to be like this.
Maybe
I don't
she
know.
thinks
I think
is
this
good.
might actually be her natural singing voice.
So she sounds like a harpy on the Boils
Man,
of
this is
Ocean.
where we get the dislikes on this video.
Because people are going to like this song.
For
and
sure.
We're sitting here shitting all over it.
Because I don't like her voice and her singing, and not the music, and I don't like the point of the song either, and I don't really understand what Electric Blue actually means. So, this song is not going over well for me. I gave this a 2. I mean, you're right. To the group of people who are hitting the dislike button, I apologize for offending
I
your
don't
sensibilities.
apologize.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, this is a big '80s throwback, just like a lot of the rest of the album, and it's not a throwback to the '80s that I liked.
They reference the song
silly
lots of
synth
David Bowie.
and samples and just a lot of fucking repetition. Like for a 4-minute song, this felt like it was 7 minutes long. And whatever, man. I'm giving this one fuck. I'm not gonna give it a 1 because I'm not that big a dick, but I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, it has the music, which is good.
You know what's really good
It's
about this
okay.
song? The studio production.
Right.
Yeah,
She did a good job. I gave it a 2.5.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't her. You can tell that wasn't her
That's
natural
true.
voice.
We never talk about that.
We,
You're
we
right.
sometimes
The
talk.
production.
We didn't talk about it on this album.
They made her look like a star, even though they failed at it because she's horrible. But
But you're right. The production is really well done on this entire album. Actually, I think it's one of the better selling points is that it's mixed well,
well, they have a
And
fucking.
that's,
They had a fucking pan flute.
but mixed well.
Oh, was there a pan flute?
There was a pan
in
flute.
this song? In
No,
Electric
not
Blue?
this song, but they
Okay.
had a pan flute
There
overall.
was a pan flute on this
So
album?
basically,
Tell us
that
again
pan
about the pan flute.
that's just like the crux of this album to Jay. It's like, listen,
There's a pan
albums,
flute.
whatever. There was a pan flute.
It was a pan flute.
Yeah.
5 on 5.
Watch it not even be a real pan flute. It was just like one breast
Same
only.
thing.
Wouldn't that just shatter your world?
Not really. I'd still be like, that dude can play that one flute.
All right. Anyway,
What'd you give it?
we all gave grades
Did we?
2.5. So I guess
Good goddamn.
Good goddamn.
Sun never shows.
So here's the thing about doing a cover, right?
Is this
Like,
a cover?
If you're gonna cover Get Swifty from Rick and Morty,
So you just stole my joke.
and I
Motherfucker.
really wanted to steal your joke too.
Yeah.
Thinking about it
'Cause-
since you posted that last night.
Honestly, I
I was
heard
like-
this fucking song, and you hear the bass line coming in, and I'm a Rick and Morty fan, and it's just like the way he sings it. It's like, take a shit on the floor, and it's just like the fucking Get Swifty song from that episode with the faces and shit. And I was like, did they really just rip off Rick and Morty's flow for this fucking song?
Yeah, and Get Swifty, in the immortal words of the president in that episode, was a jam.
And this is a jam, actually. I have to give it credit. As much as it might kind of sound like that song, this song kind of apparently takes the girl from Creature Comfort and really explores her decision to kill herself or not, and then she, I guess, chooses not to. And
Because
what
she goes into what? Because she goes in and when she's about to do it, she starts to picture God and
Yeah.
His utterly might, if they believe in faith or not. So they question all this, and then utterly they back out.
Well, I think
fucking
it's kind of,
anticlimactic.
but I think it's a realistic thing. It's where you get to that exact moment and then you find a moment of salvation instead of going through with it. I don't think it's the worst idea or premise of a song.
No, it's a good thing. It's like
But
you should really consider it all options before
But
you
what
do
I
it.
have to
Yeah.
say is really noteworthy about this song is his range of emotional expression. It's the first time it's like he tried. And I heard so much pain and exasperation, and it really, like, he gets more and more into it as the track goes on, and I was blown away. I was like, this is just not what I was expecting out of this track, and I was truly impressed by it. This is the first one I plussed on Spotify. It's probably the only song on the album I can say I really fucking like this song, and I would go back to this, and I will listen to this again in the future, especially in a Rick and Morty mood.
Good goddamn.
Interesting. I was actually not a huge fan of this song. Again, I found his voice really particularly grating on this one.
Yeah,
And
I loved
the instrumental, like, look, the fact that Rick and Morty got away with Get Swifty is because it's a joke, right? Like, that music is a joke. So it's funny, and it's funny that it's that dumb. I felt like the music on this is actually just dumb.
Okay.
I really wasn't into it, and again, a 3.5 minute song felt like a 6.5 minute song, just because I don't know. Look, and I'm being really hypercritical right now. Sorry guys, I know you guys really
okay.
like this track.
Well, I like this track.
So look, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give it a 3 because it's not awful. It's just I'm not
boring.
into it.
You don't like it either?
It's boring.
It was not boring.
It was boring.
This is the best song.
I gave it a 3.
Best
Not much
song.
to say. Not much to say. I gave it a 3 because the voice, the range, it was very bland. Like, yeah, it could have a deep meaning, but a song could be bland.
Emotion in his voice.
I have a lot of emotion when I sit on the toilet too. You're gonna give me a fucking 5?
If it's
It
a
depends.
really
That
good
sounds
shit
good.
and like it comes out proper compared to other shits, you might get a 5 on 5 for
Because
sure.
I mean, look, the acoustics in the bathroom. It's true. You sound better
Well,
in the
then
bathroom.
you know
than
what? Let's all
anywhere
go in
else.
his bathroom right now because I gotta drop it this
Bang out
after
a
listening to
song,
Good
fuck it.
Goddamn.
You give it a 2, Jay?
He gave it a 2.5.
Okay. I still think there's a lot more to this song than anything else, even though it seemed calmer, so fuck it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I'm gonna put your money on me.
Sitting on carpets in the basement of heaven. We were born.
Here we have a dreary song of a failing relationship, and the lens he'll go to save it, so he's a safe bet. And I don't know. Maybe I should have expected that it should have gone back into this exact tone that was previously on the album, but here we are. Like, Good Goddamn was a different sound, and here's the old sound, and I don't know. I didn't feel like there was much to this song. To me, it's like a straight fucking 3. It's exactly like what this album has sounded like so far. Repetitious, kind of grandiose sounds, and you can just picture it played live, and everybody sitting there and loving the experience. And I feel like if I heard this album live, I'd really like it. Like, I'd think it was like amazing, like seeing an orchestra play somewhere. It's amazing. But like to actually listen to this, it's not doing a lot for me here. I would skip this track.
I really like the bass line.
Yeah.
And that's it. I really like the bass line. It's a really long song again.
Yep.
The vocals do that same thing. Whatever. But I really like the bass line. Like, really. It got me jamming. I'm into it. I gave it a 3.5.
It was boring.
It really like
It's very bland. At the end of the CD, it's like, I feel like right now they picked up all their emotion in the beginning and the middle, and now it's just dying off.
it's like 6 minutes of like dreary death.
If they would have done 4, it'd probably be a bit better. Because I feel like they're, I don't know, unless they were just making something for us to hate.
This is another dislike if they didn't dislike us the first time.
Like you said, you pretty much said the whole story. It's just he's in a shitty relationship, or she's in a shitty relationship.
I hated the
And-
chloroform ambient lyrics.
That was fucked up. Yeah, well, they're
I
forcing
still-
to stay.
I hated the lyrics. I hate when
It puts the
people
lotion
throw
in.
drugs
It puts the
into
lotion on,
random
or he
shit.
gets the hose again.
It's to push the lotion on the skin, or else he gets the hose again.
He knows.
Yeah,
It's a really good movie.
I don't actually know it from that. I know it from that Eminem track. But
Sure.
either way,
3 a.m.
yeah, that's the one.
I gave it 2.
3. It's a 3. It's not shit. It's just not good.
We don't deserve love.
We don't deserve love.
Don't wanna talk.
Disappointment.
What a painfully long song.
6.5 fucking minutes
That's
of
a-
dreary, slow, depressing
Bathroom
bullshit. Like, I don't even know what this song's about
Shit.
exactly. Like, I tried really hard. I actually listened to this and kept restarting it because I couldn't focus on what the fuck was being said. To the credit of the song, the music's pretty good, and it's got a nice ambient
Whoa.
feel to it. To the other side of the song, the music isn't good after the 3 or 4 minute point when it keeps going. And then his singing is just fucking slow and
It's bland.
boring. And I don't understand why this is this. Like, what the fuck is this? Is this really good? Comments on the internet. Please tell us why this is amazing. Don't just shit on me and tell me why my opinion sucks, because I'm confused. This is not that good to me.
Okay. I'm going to start throwing a lot of conflicting things at you right now, dear viewer.
Conflicting.
I cannot emphasize enough how much I think this band is overhyped.
Oh, easy.
How much I believe this singer is overhyped. However, I actually really do like this as a closing track.
It's not.
This to me is the only track, the only long track on the album that merits its 6+ minute runtime. Again, I like the ambient, dark atmosphere, and as much as I don't like his voice, I feel like he's finally found a spot where it fits on this kind of track, and it's just not the kind of track that the band makes in general. I felt the emotion on this one, so I give the song a 4. I think
Okay.
I think it was a great way to close the album, and I think on a better album, it would have gone over really, really well.
I gave it a 3 because it doesn't suck. Like I said, it's just not engaging to me. So maybe you're right. Maybe this is amazing. Maybe all the Arcade Fire fans are right, and I'm wrong about this one. But shit, I could not listen to this again.
Well, you know what? To me, this is a 3 minute and 30 seconds too long.
That's fine.
That's exactly what I have to say. This song could have been done in 3 minutes, and I would have been happier. I was so bland and boring. It just felt repetitive and just very, very blender.
Yeah, it doesn't evolve a lot. It does change.
You know, this
but
is
in like
exactly.
a smaller way than a lot of the other changes on this album.
This is the Caterpie and the Weedle of songs. It's like you have hope for the CD, it becomes a fucking Metapod or whatever, and then it becomes a Butterfree. No, this became a fucking Beedrill, and it's like shitty.
See, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I want to hate this song. This is what was going through my mind when I was listening
Maybe
to it.
you
Like, I
hate it
want
so
to
much
not
that
like
you
it,
liked it.
but I feel it. I don't know. There's some emotion in this one. I can't explain it.
Maybe
It's the
you're
same
feeling.
thing for Good Goddamn with You.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
see what you're saying.
Maybe
I
you
felt
don't
this
deserve
track.
love.
Maybe you don't deserve any.
I gave this a. I gave it a 2.5.
Okay.
Well, that's just everything now. Parentheses continued.
Yeah, that's where we're at now.
We can just
I discovered that infinity loops are things bands like to do, which is where the first song is really the end of the last song, so you can just restart the album and put it on repeat, and then it never, ever, ever ends. And honestly, I tried it, and it really didn't end. It just kind of flowed, and I'm like, that's lame. So now we get the whole beginning of the first song. And look, I get what you're trying to do here. I don't appreciate it. I mean, this isn't the best song. I think We Don't Deserve Love is actually a better song than this. I mean, he's slow, it just kind of whatever. And we already heard this exact sounds because the intro track and this track start exactly the same. There's not even a difference. And then it just kind of, it's like 2 minutes and 22 seconds instead of the 46 seconds. So it does just as much, but it's longer and it builds up and it builds up. And then the album doesn't really end, right? Because you're supposed to go back to track 1. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Arcade Fire. I didn't like this move. 2 on 5. I'm not happy with the way this album ended.
You just got told, son. Yeah, as a reviewer, just don't make me review the same song twice, man.
Or 3 times?
What are you doing?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
3
got-
times.
You got your second verse, you know?
See, but you know what I
yourself,
did?
Like,
I did it smartly. I reviewed it once. All 3 parts.
you did.
Yeah,
You did.
sure, he did.
Yeah.
I actually did.
Even though you could say safely that Everything Now is not the same song as the 2 other Everything Nows.
It is technically.
Like, you know what?
Even though they,
After you watch the music video, yes, it is.
yeah, but
So, huh.
anyway, Jay.
I'm gonna go back to Nickelback a little bit because on their latest album, which we reviewed,
The Betrayal.
The Betrayal, Act 1 and Act 3, and they were smart enough to leave Act 2 out
Well,
Yeah.
Act
and
2
leave
is
that
the
up to your
CD.
imagination.
That's true. They should have done
Whereas
something like that.
This
It was so blatant.
was just like,
Was it though? Let's see how many people actually get it.
I'm sure everybody's gonna get
I
it.
guarantee you they won't.
I'm pretty sure they're not dumb.
Either way,
This is what it is.
Everything now.
I don't even remember what I gave the first one, but same grade.
And yeah,
Well, I graded it all 3 now, so I gave it a 4 on 5.
okay,
4?
4 on 5 because I graded it like the,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
grading
right,
it the way I
okay,
want to
yeah,
grade
yeah,
it.
that's fine. Jay's weird about this.
So what you give the CD? What you feel about the CD now, bud?
I thought this CD was average at best. Like it's like, you know how Jay likes to say shit like, I respect the musicians, and when the musicians play really well, like it's hard to shit on that because it's hard to be like a musician and play well. That's how I felt about this CD. That's its selling point.
He wants to play games.
And I gave this album a 3.2. Right? It's
Whoa.
a 3.2.
Whoa.
It's not good. It's just kind of bland.
But it made you dig deep into the numbers, though, which is something.
Like, I've given maybe 1 or 2 albums lower than this one. This is literally in the bottom 5 albums I've ever reviewed in the channel.
This one gets a 3 from me because it's super average, and I'm not gonna go back and listen to it again. I'm sorry,
It is
Arcade
what it
Fire
is.
fans. I know how much you swear by this band and need them in your lives and can't live without them or whatever. But
That's cool. I like Linkin Park, so I get it.
I like Linkin Park.
I know.
This album gets a
but
3.
I'm sure they're going to shit on our Linkin Park fandom the way we're shitting on theirs.
Probably.
All right, Jay.
Well, this is HSR again. I just want to tell you something. I really dig this CD. I really like how the musicians, when the flow went, and really the studio production was so good. So I had to give this a 3.75. Let me play with my beard a little bit more minuscally.
But now, okay, hang on.
That's my HSR.
If you do the infinity loop, and you go back to the beginning,
It's still 3.75.
then you get to hear that pan flute again.
And then if you go through the infinity loop of this podcast, it starts with Jay impersonating me. Oh, shit.
Fuck, I didn't even think about that.
So,
Yeah.
3.75.
Yeah.
so that's this episode.
And this is my
What
voice.
internet?
So if you guys like this fucking
Subscribe,
episode,
like.
hit the like, subscribe to the channel, comment below.
HSR is the guy
If
with
you
the
hated
beard.
everything we said, yell at us.
Do what you
Don't
gotta
yell at me,
do.
I don't care.
We love your comments.
He
Jay,
does.
I like the comments. I answer everybody.
I appreciate how much Holden likes the comments.
It's true.
I
And,
appreciate myself too.
Anyway, we'll come back again next week with another album. So
This is HSR telling you, stay clean and do not do drugs, kids. Thank you.
okay,
Bye.
Bye, Jay.